Hey guys, welcome back. This is part 6 of the greatest mini survival tin ever created. And today what I'm going to show you is how to put the whole thing back together. Because there is a trick to it, but you know, again, if you don't like the way I do it, you could certainly do whatever you like, but I'm going to show you. So first what you need to do is collapse your cup. And the second step is to take your copper wire and fish it around the outer rim of that cup and let it sit down in that little ledge. That just keeps it out of the way of the rest of your equipment, and it's kind of nice that it has that little room for it. And whether it fits completely down in there or not, it's okay because the lid will still go on it and it'll be fine. Okay, so that's down there. The next thing you want to do is take your plastic strip that you have glued, you know, medication. That's an aspirin right there. You could also put rolls of tape on it or thread. You can cut notches like I've shown you and put all your thread on there. So the next thing you do is you fit that down into the outer wall of the inside of your cup. And then the next thing is your reusable tinder goes in. Now, keep in mind that if you fill this with a flammable liquid, like I recommend, because otherwise it's not going to catch fire, you need to have something like a fuel source in here, that the more that you put in this baggie, the more room it's going to take up inside the tin. So be mindful of that. Also, whenever you first get this kit and fill this baggie, set the baggie aside and let it sit for a day and make sure that the baggie's not going to leak. Because the worst thing that you could do is fill this baggie and maybe there's a hole in it that you didn't foresee, or you didn't zip it perfectly closed, and then it leaks all over the rest of your equipment. So anyway, just make sure you do that. All right, then put the fiberglass down there, the reusable tinder. The next thing that goes over top is the knife. And I found that it fits a little better if you put this pointed end up versus this rounded end. Either way, the lid is not going to shut all the way because the knife is just a little bit too big, but it will shut a little better with this pointed end up. I'll show you. So it shuts just a little better. All right, and again, keep in mind, I'm not the manufacturer of this kit, I'm the compiler. So if I were making this knife, I would make sure it would fit. Anyway, next thing that goes in is your LED light. So that fits nicely if you set it to the side of the knife. And then if you want to take your USB cable with you to charge the headlamp, it can fit on the other side of the knife like this. But I've said this before, if you don't want to take the USB cord with you, this gives you some extra room that you can put more things in there, you know, like your personal preferences. All right, so that fits down there. The next thing that goes on top is the mirror. And then the next thing that goes on top of that is the linen. And if you have cut your Fresnel lens to fit like I have, slide the Fresnel lens between that part of the linen and on top of your mirror. Remember that I'm going to send you a fully formed Fresnel lens, and I'll show you how I'm going to send that to you and how I attach it to the kit. But if you want to cut it, I would advise you to slide it between the linen like that to protect it. And then this protects the mirror. All right, the next thing that goes on top is your foam adhesive, double-sided adhesive, and then the lid goes on top. So you notice, again, the lid doesn't close perfectly, but if you take the knife out, it will close perfectly, okay? So I've showed you that before. You can take the knife out and hang it out on the outside of your tin if you like. But otherwise, I like to just keep the whole kit together for whenever I need it. All right, so now this is the trickiest part, is how to get the bracelet and the elastic to fit around the outside and keep the whole thing together. All right, so I'm going to walk you through how to do this. So first off, you take one of the ends of your elastic and find the compass end of your bracelet, and there's a little gap below the compass. You're going to stick the elastic through that end, or through that hole, that gap, and pull it through. And when you pull it up, there's two sides, it kind of makes a V. Now you're going to get to the other side of the latch of your bracelet, and you'll notice that there's a hole, a big hole right there, with a hole coming out that side and a hole coming out that side. So literally you're just going to put the elastic through that hole and then the other side through the other hole, like that. All right, now pull it up a little bit and take your cord lock and put the elastic into the cord lock. And it works best if you kind of fold the elastic in half and push it through. And also keep in mind that you have to push this button down before you put the elastic in so that it will hold it. So let's look at the other side as I do the other side. All right, so fold the elastic in half, push the button down, and put that elastic through that hole. Okay, so pull it up, push the button down and pull it up just a little bit so you've got kind of a thumb's width of a tail right there. And then you're going to bring the whole thing over to your kit. And so if you see, the elastic is attached like that, and you'll notice that there's a gap in the middle of this elastic. This is where the keychain is going to go. So you can see right here, the keychain goes through the middle of that elastic, and then you have to hold the whole thing together. So if you're not good with your hands, practice this a few times, but keep the keychain kind of out of the way, and then holding the whole thing together. Hold the back on or else it's going to fall off. Pull the elastic up, twist it around, and pull it around the back like that. And that's how you fit the whole thing together. And then this is how you will receive the kit from me, is with your fully formed Fresnel lens and the emergency blanket attached on the back of the kit. So this will be ready for you to use. Now I'm going to show you one alternate method. Oh, one other thing too is you pull this elastic around one of those legs of the strap to keep the bracelet from wobbling. That holds it together. Now, here's one alternate to that method, is in case you are using the cord lock on your jacket or you might have lost it. If you lose it, you can still close the whole thing by, you know what, I'm going to do the whole thing over because some people might need to see how to put it together. So we're going to do the whole thing together, but the whole thing again, but I'm going to knot it instead of putting the cord lock on. So find the compass end of your bracelet and fish that elastic through the bottom and pull it through. Okay, pull it through till it makes a V, and then you're going to put either side through either side of the other part of the bracelet latch. All right, now pull up a little bit, and you're going to tie a very loose knot. I mean, kind of tight and kind of loose. So wrap it around your thumb and then push it through that loop like that. All right, don't tighten it too much or you won't be able to undo that knot. So just pull it to about that amount of tightness. Not too tight, not too loose. All right, so then let's bring it back to the kit. Pick the whole thing up, make sure that the back doesn't fall out. Pull the keychain through that hole of the elastic. Hold the whole thing together. Now hold right under the knot, because if you pull up like this, you might undo the knot. So holding under the knot, pull up a decent length, twist it, and bring it around the bottom. All right, and there you go. That's an alternate way of closing your case in case you lost your cord lock, and you can put the emergency blanket and the Fresnel lens around the back. Now, this is the best way to secure everything because the lid doesn't fit perfectly. If you don't put that elastic around the middle, the bottom is going to fall out if you have it attached to the outside of your bag. So if you are intending to travel with this on the outside of your bag or on a belt loop or something, this is the best way to keep it together. So anyways, that's that. All right, so thank you for watching, and I hope that made sense. Keep in mind that for a limited time, you will receive one of these nifty little outer cases that have an extra little pocket, and you can use that especially if you are wanting to wear your bracelet and the elastic, but you want to keep the whole kit together. You can just put the whole kit in this black outer case, and that way it will stay together as well, like that. Whatever you want. And again, I've told you, if you don't want to use this black case with your kit, you could use it for something else. Also, for a limited time, the red bracelet will be available versus the camo bracelet, but there are a limited supply of these, so the price is the same, but it's just this will be available for a limited time. And also, the cord locks are going to be a random color. So unless you tell me a specific color that you want for the cord lock, you will just get a random color. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoy this. And if you are interested in purchasing one of these, they are available on eBay. So check it out and have a great day either way. Bye.